it's a dangerous habit when you want to go faster, so you just keep pushing the pedal down more. But it's like it's not really just about that. It's like you said,
Mm-hmm.
slow it down, focus.
Yep.
Definitely have helped me the most too. I get that.
What's up, folks? Welcome back to the LMC podcast. This is episode 3 we're doing here. It's a Friday night. We got the MBR race that's coming up next week. So there's a lot of anticipation for the next event. We got Logan here. Logan's going to hang out with us for a little bit
Yeah.
and chat cars. So
Well, welcome, Logan. Car
Yeah,
number
happy to be here.
38.
John Deere.
the John
Yep.
Deere.
I still have the parking sign somewhere.
Yeah? I remember
So
you
what
used to
made
set
you
it
do
up
that?
at events.
Yeah, I don't know where it is now. It's probably laying in my garage.
Do you always like John Deere tractors, or just enjoyed the livery?
No, that's just how I bought it. That's just how I bought it.
So somebody else actually set it up as a John Deere car.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually worked at LMC or Leroy Engineering. Sorry.
Yeah. So it was Alan who previously owned it. And funny enough, Alan bought it from Charles. So Charles
Yeah.
bought that car as a parts car. And then he swapped because it had a nice hood and I think like a nice
hardtop,
deck
too.
leg on it. And it had a hardtop. So he
Yeah.
bought that car, took the hardtop, and then swapped the hood and the bumper, and then in the trunk, and then he drove it around a little bit, and then
Yeah,
he
he took
sold
it
it to
on
Alan.
the.
Oh, and
He
he
took
took
it
it
on
on the
the.
cruise.
Yeah, the cruise.
Yeah, he took it on the cruise, and then Alan bought it, and we have no idea what kind of coilovers are on it or anything.
Yeah, he took me for one race in it, and at MBR actually, funny enough. And it's funny because the first time I rode passenger with him, I was like, dude, this is really fast. I don't think I can do this. And then when I got in the driver's seat, I was like, okay, this is way better when you're in the driver's seat. Like when you're watching it, it looks slow. Not slow, I don't want to say, but it's way
It
more
does.
action packed. It's fast when you're in the driver's seat.
I think you may have actually beat me in the first series, and then I
can't
managed
remember.
to sneak ahead of you on the second one.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, you beat me on the second one.
Let's see.
It was a close one, though. I know you said it last time, the Nemesis. That's just the name I gave it. But I don't know, man. We run so, at least before, we used to run so close. You smoked me a little bit at the last event, but I really
Yeah.
enjoy like the close battles.
You're only a run away from catching me at the last one, so
Yeah.
yeah. It
I
looks
love that
like
stuff, though.
the first year you finished 10th. I finished 11th.
How many
And,
events did he go to in the first year?
I think I went to all -1. I think I had one drop off.
Let's
Okay.
see. Yeah, it appears that he had all except for one. I also had all except for one.
So you were you had the car a little bit before we started the series then.
Yeah. I bought it, drove it around, but I only hopped in with it within the series, I believe. I bought it for it. You guys were testing the waters, and I was like, "This is cool. I want in on this."
Mm-hmm. So this is your first Miata. I know previously you do more Honda
First
stuff.
rear wheel drive, first Miata. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you get into cars, and what was the whole journey?
My buddies growing up were always into cars. I never really was. It wasn't really my thing. And then at one point or another, I finally had enough play money to play with cars. So I bought a Honda CRX. I took that thing apart so many times. I rebuilt the motor in my living room, got it to run. And then I just went crazy, and I had 4 or 5 Hondas in my driveway, and I was taking parts off, selling them, flipping them. I really loved that. That was a lot of fun. And then I ended up with one good clean CRX that still sits in my garage with a GSR swap that one day maybe I'll finish, but the Miata kind of takes most of my money now. So,
Right.
but
Yeah.
that's kind of the path that led me. And I always knew I was mechanically inclined. I always enjoyed cars, but I didn't get in it till later. And then I realized, like, wow, like I actually know how to do these things. It's not that difficult, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, certainly as far as the racing side goes, you've picked that up pretty quick too.
Yeah. I mean, I love speeding. I used to have a fast sports car, and I don't want to get tickets anymore. So this is a way for me. I tell people this is a way for me to get my like speed and driving habits out safely in
Exactly.
a controlled
Exactly.
environment.
Definitely,
And
yeah.
added with the community that everybody has, like I don't know, man, it's just a bunch of people that want to go fast and have fun. It's great. So happy to
Yeah,
be a
for
part of
sure.
it.
In 23, then it was your first year actually competing in autocross, or had you done any autocrosses prior in the Hondas?
Never, never. The only time I ever heard of autocross was my uncle. He had like a some type of, I think it was a Porsche 944 or something like that. And there's old pictures. He passed away when I was young, but he has old pictures of him with a car with, you know, the classes and stuff on it in a cone course. So I can't ask him obviously, but I assume he did autocross.
That's pretty
So like
cool.
that kind of like made me more interested in it too.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely cool. Yeah.
If only one day I can afford a 944 and drive like him, you know?
Yeah. Right.
Well,
Yeah,
well, affording the 944 is not so bad. It's the maintaining a
That's
944.
the maintaining the
that's
944.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm pretty sure that's probably the cheapest Porsche you can buy, but
Probably just
along with
about.
the issues to maintain them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially
but
because
not prior
it's.
to that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're good.
I just said prior to that, I'd never autocross. Other than that one event with Alan, that's my extent of knowledge to it.
Mm-hmm. So, out
Okay.
of all of the venues that we go to, which one is your favorite? We
Hmm.
got Pit Race, IX Center, East Lake, and
I,
Misery Bay region.
as much as people dislike like the gravel at IX Center, I love it. It's open, it's big, normally a lengthy course. I do well with long courses and speed.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely IX Center. I think when we were on the back lot, I don't remember if that was for an event or something. When we
Oh
were
yeah,
touching third gear, like you would go through the straight, bouncing off second limiter. That is like my favorite. I love that.
Yeah.
So definitely IX Center.
yeah. That first lot we were running at IX Center. I mean, some of those bumps. I swear you're getting air off of them.
Oh my
Yeah, I had
gosh.
plenty of
Yeah.
pictures of cars scraping, man. I loved that.
Yep.
And we think the gravel's bad where we're at. It was even worse on that other side of the lot. It was
You
so
just
bad.
hear it, man. You could just hear it driving back.
Uh,
Well, that
what
used to
about you,
be
Mike?
East Lake too, though. East
Yeah,
Lake used to be a giant pit of gravel as well before they repaved.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
And it's
So
good after a few runs, you clear the gravel away,
Yeah,
but still,
it's
the first few runs, you just hear it getting thrown everywhere.
and then you definitely don't want to get offline.
Hmm.
oh yeah, the
You'll
marbles
know.
will get you good.
You'll know.
So what about you, Mike? What's your favorite venue?
So, I mean, East Lake and or so East Lake's probably my favorite, and I don't know. I seem to have I tend to do a little bit better there.
Hmm.
However, I love the fast courses that we get at IX, and you know, driving on the banking at Misery Bay is also awesome. The
Yeah,
one that I get along the least with is Pitt. Just that
yeah.
Yeah.
low traction pavement just doesn't work so well for me. But yeah, I think overall, the East Lake is the course I get along with the best. Usually, the courses I get along with the best. So
You
Yeah, you
think
did
it's just
great
the
at the
tight
last one.
turns?
yeah, I think. Well, I mean, we'll see this year. Last year, the my car being on stock, more stock-ish suspension, those quick transitions at low speed really helped for the rotation.
Hmm.
But the high speed transitions were always a bit frightening. So this year it might change. This year the faster courses might be my preferred.
Yeah.
What about you, Brian?
Oh boy. It's really torn for me between IX Center and MBR. I love the pavement and IX Center because it is gravelly. That's definitely a downside. But after the gravel gets cleared off, also thank you to whoever had the grand idea of blowing the rocks off the course beforehand. I saw someone out there. They were with a leaf blower or whatever, and they were blowing rocks off. I was like, dude, we need to do that at every event
Yeah,
because it
get a
definitely
few of
helped.
them.
Oh yeah,
But I love how grippy the IX Center feels. Like it's just insane how you can just lean into the car so much and it just
Oh,
sticks.
yeah.
Um, but then MBR is a lot of fun too because you have the banking, the community there is pretty tight knit. So you talk to some of the veteran drivers there, and they got all kinds of secrets for going around the track and going up on the banking, going around the banking. It's pretty interesting that venue. So I don't know which one to pick.
yeah. It is definitely true that the banking does add quite the different element that you don't get at any of the other locations.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, the amount of speed you can carry around on the banking is always fun.
Especially a
it
lot of the
is.
finishes there. A lot of the finishes
Yes.
are nice, right on the bankment, full speed.
And you're pretty much at the top of the gear too.
Yeah,
Yep.
You're either hitting limiter or you're right about to. So,
that's the best part.
oh yeah, buddy.
So Logan, how do you feel about your car this year? So this year it's just new tires, pretty much, right?
Yeah, and I finally installed. I found out at the end of last season, my driver's side front sway bar link disconnected. I have no idea when. I feel like I felt it at East Lake because I had Jonathan drive my car because I was like, man, it doesn't feel right. And so yeah, I was checking the brakes before the season started and getting the tires ready to get put on. And I was like, I need to do one of those. I went up to Leroy, got some new sway bar links, and the car feels a lot better with that. Plus the new tires. My tires were definitely smoked, but especially being at IX and being able to go fast, I felt like before I couldn't really get speed around the corners like that, but it feels a lot better now. Now I just need new suspension because mine's cooked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did it feel a little rough on some of those faster, or well, I guess the right hand sweeper in the bumpy
Oh
section
yeah. Oh
of
my
IX?
car was bouncing so hard, man. I could not. I had to lift around that corner. It was
Oh
bad.
really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
It
definitely
was pretty
costing you
bad.
something.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking about I just sold my trailer, so we'll see how
Yeah,
with
that's
my
right.
suspension. So
So before the call, we were trying to organize a time to meet up and do the podcast. And Logan's like, "Hold on, I got to sell a trailer real quick."
dude, this guy pecked at me all day, offering me like I really wanted 1,800 for it, and he just 1,600, 16. Let me know, and he just kept offering me backpack leaf blowers, ammo for guns. Dude, he would just increase like 100 rounds of this, 200 rounds of this. I'm like all day. I'm like, all right, dude, 1,600, and you start the leaf blower in one pull, you can take it. It didn't start in one pull, but you know what? He was a cool guy, and I needed money, so
Fair
he could
enough.
take it. But
So
yeah,
what
so
kind of
it
trailer?
definitely wasn't. It was some car hauler I bought. I literally towed a
Okay.
lawnmower back to it from my house. Just had it in case the Miata ever had problems, or if I was going to go keep flipping Honda parts. And then I never really bought more cars after that. I just either work on the Miata or go to work. So
Hmm, fair enough.
yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I saw that one on Marketplace last week or
probably
something. Yeah.
yeah. That dude was just pecking at me all day, man.
Uh, so Logan, you're the other photographer, the original.
The
Uh,
The
OG
original.
man. The OG.
so
Yeah.
OG
what
camera
got you into
wielder.
photography?
Uh, I was, as I guess a kid, I really enjoyed editing photos a lot. Like graphical design was like my biggest forte, and I really liked editing photos. But I was like, why don't I try to take my own photos and see if I like editing those? And like, I don't know, it kind of spiraled into something. I had a really good friend of mine that lended me his entire camera collection, lenses and everything. He just said, "Have fun, man. You're gonna enjoy it," and I absolutely loved it. Finally saved up, bought my own camera, gave him all his stuff back, and then it just took off from there. I started like booking some gigs on the side and stuff, and just used all the money from that to upgrade my gear. And then fast forward now, I start racing. I realized, wow, taking pictures of cars is really awesome too. So I just kind of threw it to Jonathan, like, "Hey, man, I will take photos of this. This looks fun." I just bought, some more stuff to everything you take a photo of, you need a different set of gear for. It's all specific to it. So I, did some side gigs, made some more money, bought more gear, and I don't know. The editing, like I said, is just my favorite part. Like, yeah, I take like 3,000 photos an event, but I probably chop it down to like 15 or 20, and I'll spend hours on those photos just tweaking them because there's just so many
Wow.
different ways you can go with one photo. Like, I sometimes I don't even post half the ones I edit because they're just different. I don't know. It's something I really do enjoy. So
That's awesome.
I know you guys both dabble in the photos now too. So like, it's kind of a process that you got to do importing everything. But like, I tell you guys, like, go crazy on the editing, like mess around with everything you can, and I'll still like, now that I've been doing it for years, I'll go back and look at photos I took when I started, and I'm like, oh, why did I edit it like that, dude? And then I changed it and re-edit it. I'm like, wow, like I learned. So you get to see your progress of how much you've
Mhm.
learned and techniques and stuff. So like, go crazy, let the shutter fly, take 1,000 photos, and just have fun, man.
Yeah, I know. I started really taking. Yeah, well, I got decent equipment this year.
Yeah,
Really started taking photos, but I have not gotten into the editing side of it yet. Still, not really certain what I'm doing there. So, usually
yeah,
everything I post is as shot. So,
yeah. Which still look great though, man. Like, especially changing that setting that we were talking about, man. Photos look crisp as hell,
They
man.
do. They look good.
yeah, the last event definitely did a lot better with it, and I think the having proper light helps a little bit too.
Hmm.
The
Oh
rain,
yeah.
I think, kind of threw things off as well. So,
Yeah, oh for sure. And even that last event, that sun and cloud coverage constantly changing, like, man, I was really fighting mid shot, like about to take a photo, like opening up my settings because that sun just came glaring in right from, it's a
Mm.
difficult thing to
oh
fight
yeah,
the whole time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I recall looking at some of the pictures on Facebook, and some of them are really bright, and then others are dark, and I'm like,
Oh
what
yeah.
happened?
yep.
But that
That
makes
cloud
sense now
coverage,
that you
Cloud
man.
cover.
explain it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And sometimes I couldn't edit them right on the fly. There's a car coming, I gotta get the shot. That one
Hmm.
was just in the shade and this one's in the sun, so I'm
Yeah.
scrolling my settings as fast as I can. But
Yeah, that I was
um,
struggling with that on the video side. Like mid video, it's changing, changing
yeah.
exposure, changing all that. So I see that Logan, you're improving because this year you placed ninth in the first event. You finished the last two seasons in 10th.
I went up one.
So you're going up
It's
one.
improvement, man. It's improvement. I'm
No,
definitely learning more. I have to remind myself every day, look ahead, look ahead, look ahead. I don't do the Sunday cruising anymore. I got both hands on the wheel. Um, yeah, no, it's trying to learn, but also just mostly having a good time. Like, it's what I'm
That's what
there
it's all
for.
about.
oh yeah, it's definitely about having fun, and I love that you're close in times to where I'm at, so we can actually
Yeah,
kind of go back and forth with that. I
yeah,
mean, you, me, Megan, Lisa, all kind of in that same
yeah. We got
range.
our own little fight going on. So yeah, we may not be number one, but we're number one in our pack. Like that's the part about it I love.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
though I am fighting for that. Like, I want to get a top five finish this season. See how it
Yeah,
Yeah,
goes.
man.
it's a good goal,
Uh,
man.
I mean, it's a tough one, but I think if the right event will work for me, and I think I can probably work my way up to a top five. I mean, I guess I got
So you're
one top five
saying
last year, but
you're
that was
saying top five for the season or top
Yeah,
five overall? Or sorry,
top
top five for the season
for a
or top
race.
five in a race?
top five for an event. I
Okay.
don't think
Easy.
I don't think I'm going to hit a top five for the season. I mean, already starting out in ninth. It's a decent bump up to get to the top
Yeah.
5
Hey,
for the season.
remember season 1? I think Charles was he was in 7th place at like the 3rd event or something. It was not looking good for Charles,
Yeah.
and then he really took it home.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah,
And he
season
got the
1 was
knockout
quite a
round.
whirlwind.
yeah. Anything's possible, but yeah. I think it's gonna. I think there's enough of you guys up front that are going to be real tough to beat. I know when I was looking back at your times, I don't think you or Andrew ran a time slower than my fastest.
Really?
Yeah. And I
Yes.
will say Andrew got that car dialed in. Him and Puke seem to have that car dialed in now, man.
Oh my goodness.
He's putting down some times now.
The
Yeah.
car looks the
So
car looks good out there for sure.
yeah, all that changed over the winter is he got an alignment and he got tires.
Okay.
So he
That
was
I
on the
need an
old
alignment then.
Bridgestones. He was on the Bridgestones before running a 205, but he switched the RT 660 pluses this year. He
Okay.
said it makes a world of difference. But he also changed an alignment, so
Yeah.
who knows?
That is actually something I mean to ask, Brian. Since I mean, unfortunately, you still have actually changed your shock package too. But can you feel a difference between the 660 plus and the 660 from last year?
Hmm.
That's a great question though. I'm curious
That
because
is
I didn't get the plus.
I think we have to
you
ask
don't have the
Joe.
pluses.
No, I bought them and then you guys the whole plus thing accepted. I was like,
Right.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
gonna matter too much for me.
I'm trying to think. I mean, it's not a world of difference. Um, if I can't really tell, I mean, there's too many variables that changed,
Yeah,
so I can't go apples to apples.
yeah.
That's
I mean, I think. Well, geez, yeah, probably Joe might be the closest to having the direct comparison. So he was on the 660s last year. Now he's on the 660 pluses, and for the most part, the only thing he did was drop weight from the car. So,
Hmm.
um,
Which in turn might increase grip.
which could
yeah.
very well change everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I know the 660 pluses with suspension is a massive difference for me. So I can't say one way or the other.
What did
yeah.
Now you're in the box.
what did Joe finish in the last event? I can't remember.
4th, I believe.
Of course. Yeah, he was running good times as well. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah. Joe Murphy
Yes, he is
placed 4th
4th.
place.
Yeah. Oh yeah, which
Uh,
he's always been definitely in the top. He drives consistent and fast.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he's finished every series in 4th so far.
Yeah, there it is. 61,254. Dang. Right by
Yeah, so
Ryan too. Ryan
yeah,
also very, very fast, man. I would like to one day, like you said, be in that top 5 with those guys. All of you guys up there. You guys always have a close race. Look at the
Dude,
top
it's such
3,
a
man.
battle.
Look at the top 3. Those times are so close. It's crazy.
It's
yes,
such a battle, man.
it is so close for the top
I
3
was so
finishers.
nervous, man, because I don't think me nor Andrew improved our runs from the morning.
No, I don't know if Jonathan did either.
Jonathan did. He improved. He was still at a 61 something at the end of the morning, and he chipped it away to his final time on his last run.
And I'm just looking at
Oh
all
yes,
these times.
yes, you're right. He did. Yeah,
Even like in the back of the field with the other guys, they are so close in times. Like I love how close like throughout the field everyone like we were saying everyone has their battles between people. And then I feel like that yeah, you may not be having the best day, but you're having, your own battle with the person next to you or you're keeping up with what they're doing. So, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at the times now and notice how close a lot of the other people were. It's super crazy.
Yeah,
yeah,
super tight gaps all the way through the field.
yeah. I know this is the closest I've ever run to like Joe's time. I'm usually like the past couple seasons. I've always been second off of his time, maybe second and a half. And yeah, this year, getting a little bit closer. I'm within the same, or just over, or just right around the little less than a second now, but
Mhm.
it's getting there.
How are you guys feeling about the next event?
Oh, very
Oh,
excited.
yeah, I'm really excited.
Okay. We were talking about favorite courses, and I will say MBR is probably the hardest one for me. I seem to
It is a tough
never
one.
perform well there, and I don't know if it was the embankment throwing me off, but like usually when we go to that course, it's a lot of tight turns and stuff in the center, and then to these big sweeps. I never do well in the tight turns. That's why, like, I love IX Center. I like openness, but that just shows where I need to improve. But I don't know why
Hmm.
MBR's has always been one for me where I watch you guys take these tight turns so smooth and quick, and every time I try it, I spin out. So I'm probably just pushing too hard like I normally do. But I'm a little worried about the event, but I think I know what I need to do now to improve my times on it.
Hmm.
Yeah, hopefully, a fresher set of tires will give you a little bit
Yeah,
more
yeah,
confidence as
that
well,
that too, that too.
Yeah.
and a proper front bar.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, it's the stock front bar still. It's just connected now, right?
Yes.
It's working connected now. Yeah, doing what it's supposed to do.
Do you run a GoPro or anything in your cart right now, or no?
No, I know most people run the bar behind the seat, but I have the subs, the Leroy Engineering subs installed, so there's no way for me to bolt anything to it. I don't run like a side mount or anything. I should honestly just stare at Marketplace for a GoPro and snag one. I don't know why I haven't. I just usually looking at more camera stuff to buy rather than video, but it would probably help me to be able to see my time, like my runs.
A
Yeah, I
GoPro
mean,
is one of the biggest things that can help you improve your times. Just going back and watching, what you did, and you
Yeah,
can once you're racing for long enough, you develop a memory bank of where you've seen this corner on a different course. The great thing about autocross is it's a different course every time, but if you create a good enough or a large enough memory bank, you've seen every corner. You know where you want to put the car, and uh,
it's
depending
a very
on
good point.
depending on the course and the surface, you can kind of judge how fast you should be going through there.
Yeah,
Um, One thing that I did note to myself before going to IX Center this time is this pavement takes a lot more beating than some of the other courses. So I made sure to definitely lean into the tires at IX Center,
okay.
and it paid off.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. I think right now the 11 Mini. I think I saw Best Buy. I think has it on sale for sub 200, like some
okay.
like 160 or 170.
That's not bad.
So it's not too bad. Just to get something in the car. 'Cause, yeah. I mean, from that, I could definitely see that at the last event, I lost most of my time in the first two, basically in the first two turns. So
Yeah, especially I love watching the comparisons that Jonathan will post, and you can literally, like you said, see where somebody takes a turn and they're ahead of the gap, and you're like, wow, that's how they were going so fast. Like it like clicks in
Hmm.
your head, so
yep.
I can understand it.
It's definitely hard. I would say it's a lot more difficult to ride in a car, like drive your car and then ride in someone else's car and go. I mean, it is an eye opener, but it's hard to tell how much of a gain it really is versus when you have literally
Side by
side by side video and you can
Mhm.
see, what's going on. It's a big help for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, when you're riding along with somebody, you basically the biggest indication you have is you can kind of follow along with what they're doing, but it feels massively different from the passenger seat. And then you actually don't know the final results. You see the time at the end, but having those videos to compare side to side definitely can see those differences right in front of you.
oh
And
yeah,
then along with that, riding in the passenger seat, more than likely the driver's not going to be able to recreate the same run because they got an extra person in the seat and they're changing the weight distribution of the car and all that kind of stuff. So it's not as easy to run the same time.
oh for sure.
For sure, yeah. Though I'm always surprised by how often I may have my fastest time with the passenger in the car.
Right?
It's just because you're like, watch this, you just get in the zone,
Yeah.
man.
I try not to scare him too much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love taking people in the passenger you guys see how many co-drivers I bring. I love having people that have never done it in passenger first because they have that initial feeling I did of like, wow, that was faster than I thought. And then they
Uh-huh.
get in the car and they're like, oh, okay, like this is, I could do this. It's a little scary at
Yeah.
first, but I don't know. And you don't realize how exciting it is in the car. Like I said, when you watch it from afar, you're like, oh, but man, when you're in there, it feels like, you're going so fast, you're hitting those corners. It's a great
Dude,
feeling.
I still remember my first run, man. It was in your car actually when Alan still owned it.
Really?
It was at pit race, yeah. And I remember my first run, man. I was heaving and hoeing, and I like forgot to breathe during
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
run because I was just focusing so hard on driving like a madman.
Yeah.
Uh, and like just the adrenaline shakes afterwards, it was quite a thrill.
Oh man, I remember the first run I did, and maybe not the first run. It was the first MBR event. I remember spinning out, and Alan was telling me what I still do is I'm entering the turns way too late and pushing through. I ended up doing a 360 in the middle of MBR, stalled the car, and the radio turned on like full volume. So there was just music playing for like, 15, 20 seconds till we turned the dial down. But oh man, that was so funny.
That's great.
Yeah.
I did notice at this past event, I've seen a couple of the videos from the people. I think it's uh,
Yep.
Kirk Fisher and McSteen. They're playing music while they're going out there doing their runs.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
usually
man.
have it on before and then I turn it off. But I
Yeah,
mean,
dude, they leave it on, man. It's so funny watching them go around the course, listen to music. They're in the zone. It's like that scene in Talladega Nights where they're playing like AC/DC or whatever, and they're going around the course, shake and bake, buddy.
I mean, I get it. Come on, when you got a good song come on in your car, you put
Oh
the
yeah,
gas down a
dude.
little bit
Oh
more.
yeah, man. You get in the zone.
I mean, I could see how that could help. I definitely have the issue of overthinking. So yeah, there is potential that just playing a little bit of music might just keep you out of your own head, let you
Yeah,
focus on just the driving.
I think you'll notice in a lot of people they may not do it subconscious, like know they're doing it. But if you watch a lot of people before their lap, they all have their little things they do where they might, take a second. Like I will definitely take a second. I don't take a breath and be like, all right, look ahead. Just that reminder before I go. But everyone has something, that gets them
Hmm.
ready to go.
I know
Yeah,
Jonathan. He's like jumping up and down in his seat, man. Doo-doo-doo, like, all right, let's go. I kind of tried that a little bit, and it seems to work. Like where I'm just patting the steering wheel, I'm like ready to go.
Yeah,
Like I'm just jittery or whatever. And
adrenaline
I
is
don't know. That's
a
kind of
crazy
fun.
thing.
Yeah, it
Uh,
is.
is there anything
yeah.
you do,
You
Mike?
for my faster runs, I usually because I overdrive right away, and so for the faster runs, I always just end up going, okay, focus on the run, slow it down. You'll
Yeah.
probably be faster, and then it always
Yeah.
is.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a dangerous habit when you want to go faster, so you just keep pushing the pedal down more. But it's like it's not really just about that. It's like you said,
Hmm.
slow it down, focus.
Yep.
Definitely have helped me the most too. I get that.
Yeah, because if
Yeah,
you
taking
really
the
have to
proper
focus on
line.
those exits for sure.
Hmm. Proper line, maintaining speed, hitting the braking zones properly.
Hmm.
Braking and turning is really tough for me. Like trying to judge um, where, like some of these courses, it's hard to find marks to brake. Like there's not some courses don't have real references of where to brake.
Visual markers. Yeah.
Right. I know pit race is a tough one because the surface is so perfect. Like there's no
Flat.
crack
Yeah.
or nothing that I can do. I know at the IX Center, I'll like look at a crack and I'm like, all right, so much feet before this crack, I'm gonna slam on the brakes, and then so many feet after this, I'm gonna start turning in the wheel. But man, pit race, it's just like, it's just numb, man. There's no imperfections in the pavement.
It's not like a full track where, if like on a racing sims, you have the markers that are telling you how close that turn is, and you're
Right.
like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, I know this cone or this number.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you have the opening in the fence or whatever else. Yeah, but
Yeah, exactly.
autocross, it's
On
you
the
hope that there's a
They might
cone
have put
close.
a cone there. Yeah.
Doesn't always work out that way.
oh,
Or,
yeah.
or as you were doing, Brian, wait until everybody put all their skid marks there, and then break at
Yeah.
those.
That's right, man. Break before the skid marks.
That means they're breaking too much.
Yeah, if you're breaking at the skid marks, you're breaking too late. That you're gonna add to the pile.
There's a good free advice from Brian right there.
Yeah, man. If you're breaking at the skid marks, you hit those brakes too late.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
So Brian, you left foot brake, correct?
I do. I left foot brake. I put her in second, and my foot is over that brake pedal, and it's there for the whole run.
What about you, Logan?
I messed around a lot with left foot braking last season and the first season. This is the first season I've never attempted it on a lap. I'll say this event at least. I just went in and right foot braked, but I might have to mess around with it a little more because I feel like it definitely helps, especially being able to eliminate that transmission time of lifting your foot to the other side. So
It's a
I'll
big
try it.
difference,
I'll
man.
try it in MBR.
I'll definitely have to try it. I'm not certain if I'm going to try it at MBR. The walls come up close there.
Yeah, you don't want that confusion. Oh God.
Exactly.
Yeah. This course that we're running shouldn't be too bad. The walls, you shouldn't be coming anywhere near close to the walls. So I think you'd probably be safe.
Yeah, I know. The braking's definitely been the biggest training that I've been trying to do, both in sim and in the car. I have a tendency to really jam on it, and then the pads are nice and aggressive, so they will lock very quick, and it's so much less pressure than you think to get a really good slowdown without locking them up. So
Hmm. The more you do it, man, the better you get at it. Now, I will say, I kind of cheat a little bit. I do have ABS in my car, so
You can mash them.
I just go as hard as I can, man. I'll feel the pedal ripple a little bit, and then I'm off the brakes by the time the pedal ripples.
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
what stage traction control you running? I'm sure you got that in there too. Cheater car.
oh no, they don't come with traction control, dude. ABS is a factory option. All right, quit giving me crap. You could have bought a car with ABS too. Quit crying,
It's
quit
a
whining.
factory option.
I know
Yep.
Chubbs. When he still had his NB, he had a full ABS system that he was going to put on his car, but then he sold his car, and then he bought a car with much better ABS.
Yeah,
Yes.
much
Yeah, I'm
better.
sure the
The
NC ABS
NC,
is
oh my goodness,
substantially better.
superior.
Well, Logan, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys put this together. That's why I said I'd love to help in or hop in, help out, whatever way I can. I love to see that you guys are doing this. I know we've been talking about it for a minute, but I hope more people want to come in, uh, talk about whatever that you guys want to talk about with I'm in the photography, so that's a part of the community I bring to it too. You guys ask questions like that. We're not just here to talk about the cars. We want to, you know, we have that community. Let's talk more about each other and what we do and things we enjoy.
Yeah.
It gives
Hmm.
us an opportunity to learn more about each of the drivers and how they
Right.
got into it.
Oh yeah,
It's pretty cool. I love the community we got. It's such a good community.
It's very, very, it's a lot of fun, a lot of, great people. And, um, you know, and even outside of the events, Leroy Engineering puts on a lot of other events. I know
Yep.
we originally were going to have the car show tomorrow, but that's now on the 26th or 28th of June, I believe.
28th.
Yeah, I think it's the 28th. Yeah, the weather was looking too shoddy. And usually when the weather's shoddy, no one goes because no one wants to go to a car show when it's raining. That's just no fun.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's so much more enjoyable to go when it's nice weather and you can hang outside in a t-shirt and
Put the top
shorts.
down. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So, yeah. So that's postponed to the 28th. And then the next thing we get, it seems like a lot of these races coming up, June is like jam packed. There's a lot of races in June. And then
Yes.
it seems like there's a little bit of a hiatus in July. I
Yeah, that's
think
normally how it is.
yeah. The thing on the calendar, I think, for me at least, is the Cleveland National Tour is like mid July, I think. And then there's not really anything else until August. So,
Which not a bad thing because it gets hot on that blacktop in
Oh,
July.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's for sure. So,
Alrighty.
Yeah.
We
Sweet.
good?
thank you for joining us. Yep.
Yeah, thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
joining us, folks.